I wanted to take some time to hear from you and answer questions you might have on IT fundamentals or computer literacy. So that's why we put together these Ask Me Anything episodes. My friend Aaron is going to ask questions about stuff in this chapter from viewers like you. I also want to hear from you as well. My email is at the end of the episode. Ask me anything.
Edna from Jacksonville, Florida wants to know, can I set my Gmail up anywhere?
Yes. Any device that you have that has some kind of a mail app is going to have some way to connect to Gmail. It really is that easy, whether it's on a Windows PC and you use the Chrome or Edge or whatever browser, and you can access Gmail that way. On mobile devices, they all have mail apps. They are all set up to run Gmail just fine. And in fact, you can even run multiple instances of Gmail. So for example, I have both a work Gmail account or a professional Gmail account, and then I have my private Gmail account that I use just for my friends and family. And I set both of them up on my phone, and I can get my email, no problem.
Awesome.
Yeah, Gmail is awesome.
Gmail is awesome. Next up is Trent from San Jose, California. He asks, I have this game app on my Android that keeps crashing. What's with that?
Yeah, there are a ton of different reasons why apps crash. It could be that the app was poorly written. Okay, so that's one thing, but you've already spent your money on this, so that's not what you want to hear.
Right.
It could be that the app was written with a specific version of Android in mind.
Okay.
Okay? Android, unlike iOS, has lots of variations depending on the manufacturers because they can customize it according to what they think is the best way to present that operating system. So it might be that that app, even though it's bought in the Google Play Store, right, that it might run great on a Samsung device. Or it might run great on a Samsung device that is 9 inches as opposed to one that's 11 inches, right? So there's all these different, you put it on an LG device, you put it on some other device, and it might not quite function right. So what are your options, right? This is the other thing. How do we solve this? Most likely, your best option is just to wait. Wait for a patch. Check to see if you've got the latest version of that app, whether you've got the latest version of the operating system. Right? So updating everything is a good way of approaching the problem. And if all that fails, then you wait.
Okay.
Yeah.
What else can you do?
Right.
Okay, next is Fabian from Mesa, Arizona. Asks, how do I get the stuff on my iPhone to match up with what's on my Mac?
Okay, Fabian. What you're asking is, okay, the third 25-cent word of the day. This is synchronization.
Okay.
Right? So what you want to do to be able to get the stuff on your Mac onto your mobile device is to synchronize the device with the application that's on the computer.
Right.
And the way you do this is you plug in the device and run the software. So for example, if we're talking an iPhone, right, you would connect to whatever machine you've got, open up iTunes, and there's an option to synchronize your device. So just click it, and it'll take a few minutes depending on how much new stuff you've done on your device.
Okay.
Right? So the pictures that are on your device that aren't on your computer will upload to the computer. The playlists that you've done on iTunes that you want that particular music on your computer, you synchronize, and that music will be copied onto your machine, onto your mobile device.
Great. So you just need the connector and a click.
Right.
And you're good to
That's
go.
right.
Okay. Awesome. So now I want to ask you something a little personal. I'm looking at. I'm thinking about getting a new tablet. So I've noticed that there's a big price difference between iPads and the Galaxy tablets and the others that are out there. Is there a huge difference?
There's amazing variation among tablets. And there's also amazing variation in price. From the very lowest end, like a Kindle Fire, for example, subsidized by Amazon, can run you maybe $80, which is amazing, right? Whereas a new iPad can run $600-700. I mean, it's a huge difference. And Galaxies are up there as well, in the $400 or $500 range. The big differences that you'll find are in the quality of the screen. It's one of those things that until you actually look at the device, that you won't necessarily think about. Yeah. But there is a huge difference between a 2K or a 4K resolution, and those are buzzwords. What it means is that the things, the elements, what are called pixels that make up the screen, they're super fine at high resolution, and they're kind of more coarse at lower resolution. Okay. So it makes a difference in just how beautiful the picture shows up on the screen. There's also a really huge difference in the quality of the internal processing functions. So for example, the higher end tablets and stuff will have faster processors. They'll have more RAM, right? They'll have better components inside. They might have better battery life, right? So as you keep going up in price, you just get a better machine. I see. So there is a difference. Okay. Okay, last point to make on that, though, is how much do you need? Right. What are you trying to do? If all you're going to do is maybe surf the web and watch YouTube videos, you don't need a huge machine to do that. If you are going to use it as your primary computing device and actually run Microsoft Office or stuff, and actually do productivity on it, then you should
pay the higher price.
Pay the higher price and get a better device. Okay. Absolutely.
Good to know. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that's all I have for Chapter 9. Thank you, Scott.
Thank you, Erin. And thank you. My email will show up on the screen in just a second. Ask me anything.